Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at your latest access test. We're going to go through each individual question one by one. Now I want you to notice that I'm using a newer version of access and there are only a few things that are slightly different. I will be mentioning the differences while we go through it. So let's get started. So now I need to create a new blank database, call it football, and save it in the access test folder in my documents. Now my version is slightly different, so this part's going to be a bit different to what you've seen in school. So first things first, I need to locate access. Now I need to create a blank database, call it football, and save it in my documents access test. Okay, and click create. There we have it. It's a new blank database. Now since we are creating a new blank database, I would like to get rid of this table and start fresh. So the next question, you are asked to create a table of your own and call it teams. Click on the create menu, click table, and switch straight to design view. When you will be prompted to save it, call it teams. Now I need to fill in my field names as required from my test. So I'll fill them in and change the settings in just a moment. Now I need to change the data type for each field. For team ID, I will set it to number. For team name, you should change it to text. In my case, this version of Access only has short or long text, so I will leave it to short text. I will do the same for league, and for league titles, I need to change it to number. Now I need to change the field size for each field that I've created. So for field with the team ID, I will need to go to field properties and change it to to double. For team name, I need to change the field size to 15. For league, I need to change the field size to 25. And for league title, I need to change the field size to long integer. Since that's already been set for me, I am done and I just need to press the save button. The next question asks you to set the appropriate primary key. In this case, the appropriate primary key is already preset since we modified the existing table. A good way to remember which field I will be using for primary key is to pick the field that has the same name as your table, so in this case teams, and also the word ID, so in this case it would be team ID. If I need to set a primary key that does not exist, I will right click and select primary key. Click save. The next question requires you to create another table and call it players. I will click on the create menu, press table, and go straight to design view. Now we'll name it players. Same as before, I will be filling in all the field names and data types and field properties. Now once again I'm asked to make sure I select the correct field for a primary key. As we said before, we need to choose the field that has the same name as our table plus the word ID. So in this case it's the very first one, it's already been defined for us. So I will click save and continue with my exercises. Question 12 asks me to make the date of birth field always accept data from the players table. So I need to select the date of birth field, and from the field properties I need to make this selection here, the required section, to yes. Do not type it, select it from the drop down menu. Click save. The next question requires me to go to the teams table and change the default value of the field league titles to 0. So I click on teams, find league title, go to field properties, and find the default value. In this case it's already been set for us, so all I need to do is press save. On question 14 we are asked to view in the players table to add a validation rule in the field registration to not accept any dates before the 1st of the year 2010. So I need to click on the players table, I need to go to registration, and I need to create a new validation rule in the field properties. In this case, since we're asked to have dates only after, to not accept any dates before the 1st of January year 2010, we need to have dates greater or equal to the 1st of the year 2010. Once I've completed this, if I click anywhere else, Access should auto-format it. Click save. Question 15 asks you to write a validation message for this validation rule. So while I am in registration, I need to go to field properties, click on validation text, and type the message. For the final step, I need to close all my tables and create a relationship between the two tables I have just created. So I need to go to Database Tools, click Relationships, and select both tables. To do this, all I need to do is hold down on Control and click both tables. Now I need to press Add, and I should see the following. When combining two tables, when creating a relationship, you should always pick a primary key from one of the two tables and link it to a secondary field in the other table that matches identically. In this case, the only matching fields that we have are team ID, so all I need to do is drag and drop one on the other. Since we're not asked to enforce referential integrity, we do not need to check this box. All we need to do is press create, and you've created your relationship. For the next part of your test, all you needed to do was go to My Documents, then open the Access Test folder, and then open the existing database called Exams. Next, you needed to open the Rooms table and move the field Location so as to become the second one. To do this, all you needed to do was click the Locations field and drag it and drop it to become the second one. Click Save. The next question asked you to go into the Examinations Details table and change the field size of the ECDL module field to 5. Click Design View, click ECDL module, and change the field size to 5. Click Save. If you are prompted with something like this, click Yes. Save the table once more and close it. On the next question, you needed to open the exams table and change its background color to light blue. Open the exams table. Let's shrink it a little bit. Select the entire table by clicking this corner here, and select light blue from this menu item. Click Save. The next question asked you to find from the students table Barry White and change his city to Dovercourt. So open the students table and search for Barry White. Now my way of doing this is make sure you click the first field, first record here, and then click on the Find tool. Type in the first name, Barry, and click Find Next. If you don't land on the Barry that we're looking for, in this case we haven't, click Find Next again. Here's Barry White. We need to change his city to Dovercourt. So type Dovercourt and click Save. Close your table. The next question asks you to create a query, which, to do this, click on Create, select Query Wizard, Simple Query Wizard, find the students table, next. Rename this to City, and click Modify Query in Design. We need to change the criteria for the city field to Abingdon. And then we need to remove any unnecessary fields. Click Run. Then click Save. The next question asks you to create a query using examination details for the table, the examinations details table, which will show ECDL Module 2 field N2 examinations with mark between 0.5 and 0.75. You should save this query as M2 mark. If you are confused with what you need to insert as criteria for ECDL Module 2, it is a good idea to open the table and check the fields for yourself. So in this case, ECDL Module 2 is the field, and M2 is the criteria that we need. Now that we know this, let's create the query. Click Create. Query Wizard, Simple Query, select the correct table, examination details, and import everything. Click Next, Next again, and call this query M2 mark. Click Modify in the query in Design. It seems like I already have M2 mark, so I'll name it M2 mark 1. And now I need to fill in the criteria that has been asked of me. Now this query doesn't ask me to select specific field names. So in this case, I'm going to leave everything in. The first thing that I'm going to change is ECDL module. I need to change the criteria to M2, like so. The next thing that I need to do is change the mark. So since I need values between 0.5 and 0.75, all I need to do is find values that are greater or equal to 0.5 and values that are smaller or equal to 0.75. Click Run. Click Save. The next question asks you to find from the new exams, the next question asks you to create a filter in the exams table to show only the exams that took place in 2007. So I need to open the exams table, and before I go to advanced filter sort, I need to see how the date is displayed in this table in the field that I'm interested in. As you can see, there is a day, a month, and a year. So for me to apply dates only in 2007, I need to use the according formatting, the same exact formatting. So now we'll go to Advanced Filter Sort, and I need to first of all make sure that there's nothing here that's in my way. I need to select the correct field, date of exam, and I need to set my criteria correct. So I want only dates in 2007. So in this case, I want dates that are greater or equal to the 1st of January year 2007 and smaller or equal to the 31st of December year 2007. Click Toggle Filter, check your results that are all correct, and then click Save. Close the table. The next question asks me to create a query using the students and examination details table, and it wants me to find students that their name begins with the letter A and sort by the ECDL module field in descending order. To do this, I need to create, using a query wizard, simple query wizard, I need to find the students table, I will import everything, and I need to find the examination details table, and again I will import everything. Click Next, Next again, name the query, module name, click Modify Query in Design. Now first things first, I need to find all the first names of the students with the letter A, beginning with the letter A. So I need to find the first name field, click the criteria, click A and star. This means all names that begin with the letter A. The next thing that I need to do is manage the sorting by ECDL module. So I need to find ECDL module field, which is here, and change the sorting to descending order. Now, the only fields that I'm asked to display are first name, last name, and mark. So I need to remove everything else. Make sure that ECDL module is not displayed as it is not asked of you to show this. So uncheck this box here. Click Run. Click Save. The next question asks you to find from the new exams table the exams that took place on the 18th of December 2006 but are not in room 001 or 002 and save. So we need to open the new exams table, click Advanced Filter Sort, and we need to make sure that we get rid of any filters that are predefined, and we need to set them ourselves. So the first thing that I will find, the first field that I will select is date of exam. Now I want only the dates of exams that are on the 18th of December of the year 2006. That's all I need to write. Now the other thing that I am interested in is the room number. So I need to select the field room number, and I need to give it the correct criteria. So this symbol illustrates the not. So not room 001 and not room 002. Click Toggle Filter to check your answers. Since we cannot see any room with 001 and 002, and all the dates are the ones that I've defined, click Save and continue. The next question asks you to edit the relationship between the table's exams and examination details to enforce referential integrity. Click Database Tools, Relationships, find the two tables, examination details and exams, double-click the relationship, and check Enforce Referential Integrity, and click OK. Click Save. Now, the last thing, you need to change the font to Times New Roman cell size to 14 for the rooms table. So open the rooms table, click this icon here to select the entire table, or press Ctrl A, find Times New Roman, and change the size to 14, and click Save. That's it.